Everybody, and welcome back to Jaraci Cup 13. Welcome to Upper Bracket Quarterfinals A. This is going to be between AGameAnx and PhoenixYo. Let's check the info.txt. PhoenixYo has the pick first. Of course, he takes Savon, and AGameAnx is going to match with Conif. I always feel like A-Game just tries to avoid the mirror matchup whenever he can. I mean, I guess he's like on chat so he can tell us, but... no surprises here then, but you really would have thought that Kalash would get banned out. Oh yeah, PhoenixYo doesn't like banning maps for some reason. Okay, well A-Game is going to ban Canyon Alt. For some reason he has not really been enjoying playing on that map too much, so looks like he wants to get rid of it. And as for the picks, actually PhoenixYo going to take Kalash Teeth. Yeah, so I don't really agree with this, because I feel like this is actually a... This is a pretty good map for Conf. It's not a bad map for Coalition Savon. I really hate playing Galzian versus Conf here, but... you know, I think that this really does play to a lot of A-Game's strengths. He's going to be able to backstab really well. He's going to be able to get to his late game win condition. It's going to be ref mode first for him, by the way. And second map, A-Game picks tight end passage. Okay, interesting. We don't usually see that one. And then KT alt, or Kartoba that is, going to be the third map. PhoenixYo grabs the shallows for map 4. Of course he does. He's PhoenixYo. He really likes that map. And then the Boneyard would be the potential ace match picked by A-Game. So for now, it's ref mode, like I said. Interestingly, A-Game is going to pull his RU salvagers off here and then send them over to mines to use. Oh, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Like, what if you could drive on the Kartova? That'd be sick, man. Anyway, ref mode about to finish here, but you'll notice A-Game is not being too greedy. He has Sandskimmer Fed started already. And this is a very early probe from PhoenixYo. This might give you the idea that he's going for, like economy, but in fact he is going to be trying to do like an AV rush here. But this timing is kind of abysmal, to be honest with you. It's 28 minutes in. Well, that's not true. It's 2 minutes in, and he's just getting the tech started. So these AVs are not going to hit the field until the clock reads like 26:30 or something, which is just too late to do any damage. So that's unfortunate, but maybe he can do something if he can micro with the base runners. That's kind of what he's relying on now, though. Yeah, this is sort of non-standard. Oh, wait a minute. You mean this was actually... Hold up, because 60s... Oh, no. 28:15 is like, I think when the tech is done, right? Maybe that's way too early, but definitely you're not supposed to fire probe. You're supposed to retire base runner. Yeah, the tech should be done way faster than this. Just a little feeler missile being fired out there by A-Game. Actually, I don't really like that because he doesn't have the power, the system powered, but you know. Oh dear, it's a guard order. We never see these. Yeah, so PhoenixYo, I guess, just gonna get this extract out first, and then in will come the AAVs. He'll have them on time, so A-Game's not gonna get any pressure here, but he doesn't really need to. Like, he's gonna come out here and see that the wreck isn't even open and say like, well, what am I doing here? Oh, it is open. Oh, interesting. Okay, but it's vacated. Yeah, if I'm A-Game here, I'm gonna be a little bit confused. Like something's not adding up. Here come the AVs though. That should push the Sandskimmers away, and then PhoenixYo can continue LDMing. It looks like this Sandskimmer gonna be chunked out. That's interesting. I never realized the Sandskimmers and the AVs have like exactly the same speed. When they're suppressing, that is. What does it do again? It's like 25% of their speed or something. 50%. Well, that's not true. I guess the tooltip is outdated. Because 50% would be taking him down to like 70. So it must be like 33 or something. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. We'll see what happens now. PhoenixYo trying to pressure a little bit with the AVs onto A-Game's flank. He is expanding. I always like it when players are expanding during an attack, right? Because Well, I mean, it should be fairly obvious, but you know, if you're gonna like get your opponent off of his second base, for example, you need to get onto your second base if you're gonna make that an advantage. Otherwise, you're just not losing, which is not really what you wanted to do. Just one AV here though, but it can still be pretty annoying. He wants to fire smoke now onto like, well, normally you fire it onto the missile launcher, but AGame hasn't actually powered that system up, so really nice carrier blocking here actually. Yeah, here's the missile system getting powered. So yeah, you want to fire that smoke onto the missile launcher so that you can't get hit anymore. Not gonna use though. Yeah, where like you call them to retire so that they can slide through the carrier. That's a good one. Oh, and actually, AGame is kind of bringing the fight to PhoenixYo's side also here, which is a bit annoying for him. But he's got two AVs here, so like these assault ships probably have seen like the end of their lives, but like it's fine. He can actually probably hold PhoenixYo off for a while now. And you know, no salvagers were killed here, so there's not really a great deal of damage being done. Yes, we are. Someone type it to him. I feel bad. There's actually an idle salve here for AGame, which probably wants to go over to that base, but I'm sure he'll take care of that in a moment. Rude. Nice TJ. Yeah, okay, this is exactly what he wants. Oh, actually, that's really important here. Still, the assault ships seem to be fighting kind of okay here, but like, well, I mean, less badly than I would expect, I suppose I'll say. That was really good for PhoenixYo. But you know, he can't get in, right? I mean, like he needs to find his way over to here, and AGame is not really yielding. Uh-oh, and he kind of forgot about these guys too. Ooh, that's too bad. Yeah, this AV really surprisingly tanky here as the super cruiser is healing it, but it is going to go down eventually, and these LAVs are not going to clean it up either. AGame may have to leave for a moment to heal this guy up, but I mean, this is going to be something that PhoenixYo has to deal with. And in the meantime, getting pushed out of mid as well. Ooh, the space runner might go down. Doesn't quite manage to kill it there. This support cruiser's got a lot of work cut out for it. Looks like AC Fab gonna finish here off of 2 base. It does feel a little bit anemic. Uh-oh, base runner kind of stopped still there. But yeah, not going to be like a ton of money for PhoenixYo, but still, ACs are going to be really good units for what he's kind of dealing with here. And he does manage to get, I think, just one salvager kill over on this side. The smokes are good, but it's better to stagger them out here, so that you get a bit more time. I don't like PhoenixYo chasing down this PC though, because it feels a bit unlikely that he's going to get it. Ooh, this assault ship is kind of trying to help him though. Yeah, this fight is going to be really hard to win. What are the upgrades like? They both have armor 2 here. Support cruiser's already going down though. Uh-oh, you can't lose this. You gotta smoke it again. Ah! Oh, that was way too close. This thing needs to evacuate. I mean, it's not okay to stay here anymore. And he's built 3 base runners. I mean, he really needs a support cruiser so he can heal this guy up. Once this thing goes down, I mean, it's bad times for the coalition player here. That being said, the assault ships are kind of like getting killed off here, but yeah, the support cruiser didn't evacuate, so it goes down. Aw, jeez. So he cleans up the attack, but not before he loses that support cruiser. He's building another one now, but like he really needed to have that instead of these 3 base runners. They're not doing anything. Support cruiser being built and this guy evacuating towards it, maybe he could have kept him alive there. Bomber? What? Oh, armor. Okay. Gosh. I thought it said bomber here. I was like, what the heck? I didn't see that coming. Actually, there is kind of a distinct lack of tech going on here. Like, neither player... Well, no, that's not true. Don't we have assault cruisers done here for PhoenixYo? But like I said, you know, he just doesn't have enough money for this. Like, it's really going to be hard for him to find a window to ever build one of these. Looks like Railgun Tech going to be the choice for A-Game. I'm kind of surprised it's not just Con of Siege, actually. You know how this like late game win condition works. But one thing's for sure, A-Game wins this, so PhoenixYo probably wants to make himself scarce here. I would use the smoke too to try and get out of here. Uh-oh. Yeah, and these two base runners here are going to be forfeit if this army goes down. I mean, they can use the TJ to try and save themselves. But looks like A-Game's going to play it a little bit more cautious, which is good. But PhoenixYo is going to be definitely counting his lucky stars. He didn't just lose everything there. In fact, he should really keep moving. He doesn't want to stay here. Like, this is quite a lot of investment. Uh-oh, and it's about to fall if he doesn't get out of here. Now, to be fair, he's got the TJs. Yeah, that's a pretty good one, but there's just no army left to support. Uh-oh, and the second TJ is really wasted here also. Check about the top side. The main base is under attack as well. Let's see if I can catch all this in frame. There's a railgun here. I guess PhoenixYo has tech that now all of a sudden, but you see the army down here on the bottom side is just going to melt. Railgun goes down too. Savant Carrier doesn't have its power on the weapons either, so it's really not doing much damage at all here. It looks like the entire army is going to get wiped here for PhoenixYo. Oh dear. Yeah, it all just falls apart so quickly all of a sudden. You know, the good news is that, like, he didn't actually lose any salvagers here. A-Game wasn't able to kill them, but you know, these guys would like to have a word about that. So this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt a lot. I mean, this might just be the end of the game here. Is that an assault cruiser? Okay, that is really good for PhoenixYo. Don't send him over here. You need him on the front line right now. Like, if he doesn't bring this AC over there, like, he's gonna lose the game off of this. I like how A-Game is sending this guy over here to just check for a third base, by the way, but it was evacuated, which is prudent for PhoenixYo. Heavies are out now, by the way. That's kind of a good answer to these assault cruisers, is to have some heavy railguns guarding the choke points that they would want to go through. So this AC, I guess what I'm saying is, really it has no business being here. It's got to guard the base. Like, you can't just let yourself lose second base like this. This is terrible. You've got to go out there with the AC and fight that. And trying to send him out into the middle of the map, it's just going to get him killed. Like, that's not really an option either. Oh dear. Oh, and A-Game has Rail Armor 2 already somehow. What on earth? First AC gonna get spotted over here. You know what though, A-Game might just not even be interested in this. Now it looks like he's gonna send some railguns back, but like, there's kind of a thought that he could have just, you know, let the AC do whatever, just kill his opponent's carrier here. That might honestly be what he goes for. This is definitely like an exodus of support crews over here. And again, you know, here's the units that can break this hold, but he's just not willing to use them on the right position. Railgun's kind of finding some odd targets here, but I'm sure they'll eventually locate the carrier that they really want to be here. And with armor break on that carrier, you know, make no mistake, like, these assault ships would kill it too. This is going to be a lot of damage. Let's check the other side. Carrier for A-Game hasn't been found yet. There is some threat of losing a carrier to ACs, you know, but really nice missile placement here. Actually, these LAVs are killing off the railgun though. Some hope here. Oh, and the railguns went down on this side too somehow. I'm not exactly sure. Is that a retire being given? Interesting. But the AC is definitely going to die on this flank. I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe if A-Game just ignored the ACs entirely, he could have just killed PhoenixYo there and just sort of said that, you know, that was better than not dying himself. But either way, as the dust settles, I mean, PhoenixYo's left with 0 salvagers, kind of to his own devices, I suppose. You can lay the blame for that. And A-Game's on 3 base. He's got the better tech, so yeah, 3 base versus 0. That's not really what you like to see. So PhoenixYo's gonna try and get set back up here. This is not good, you know. I mean, this is pretty much over already. There's like 6 heavies here. He's actually building assault rails too, which is interesting. Assault rails actually fight assault cruisers surprisingly well. Yeah, sure. Thanks for watching. I'll see you. Like, especially when the armor break is on from the heavy railguns, the assault rails can really do a lot of damage to ACs. So, I really like this pick. And I would get armor 3, he has. Good. Another PC being built too, so he probably looks to unlock the carrier. Maybe he'll build some base runners and just like triple extract. I mean, he can do anything. Like he's got the full control of the field right now. So this is a really comfortable position to be in if you're the coalition player here. Just kind of snipes out the SC, no problem. That one was like not just built, but all these salvagers will. So now that So now this is like a. Oh gosh, math. It's like 600 CUs just kind of down the drain here because they can't mine at all. And this is a lot of railguns here. Yeah, I noticed. I mean, like, you've definitely been in the driver's seat for a long time now, but it takes a long time to end it here. But I don't mind, though, you know? I mean, PhoenixYo has, like... Yeah, I was actually about to say that. He has kind of a thing about surrendering. Like, he never wants to give up if there's a chance. But, you know, to be honest with you, I don't really mind. Like, that's kind of cool in some ways, but there's definitely some scenarios like this where you can see the writing on the wall. I like how all the railguns choose to target this ALM, by the way. I mean, it looks like this is BM, but it's just the auto-targeting is terrible. Oh, God. Dang, really? You're like, you could just GG. No, this happened in one of our chess games too. Yeah, I was like ending the game somewhat slowly, and he was like, "Can you just like end this already?" And I was like, "You could. Like the resign button is right there, you know." Well, let's jump into game 2 here. Tight end passage. So this is kind of a weird map, right? Tight end passage is like... I mean, we've talked about it before. We don't really like this map too much generally because if you can get... Like, there's a couple of god hills, you know? If you can get set up right here, it's like your opponent just never has this base anymore. And similarly, if you can get set up... Whoa, my camera exploded. Like right here, your opponent just never has this base anymore. Which one's worse? It's up to you to decide, I suppose. Like, they're both pretty bad. Other than that, like, it's a really good railgun map, right? Which kind of leads to some sort of predictable gameplay patterns. But what's most interesting, I think, about this map is that there's just tons of space, you know what I mean? Tons of space out here. So, you know, that doesn't usually get used, but it's possible you can use this to do some, like, interesting flanks or hide some tech or something like that. Yeah, but that's the thing, like, it's kind of fun to do, you know? Speaking of aggro, though, it's gonna be ref mode first here. Well, yeah, but PhoenixYo, in that case, you can just surrender, like, you don't have to... you don't have to wait for your opponent to do it. Like I said, there's something somewhat admirable about that, but at the same time, it's just silly. Yeah. Anyhow, Sandscreamer Tech is done for, LAV Tech is done for PhoenixYo. It looks like he's gonna go AVs here again. Once more, this is slow. It's about 5 seconds faster than last time, but this is like a lot of salvagers here to set up, which is not necessarily a bad thing. He'll have like kind of a stronger economy behind it, but he's not gonna be aggressive with these AVs, right? These are like gonna be defensive. And that in itself is a bad thing, because A-Game, of course, is going ref mode, right? So if you're being defensive with your tech and your opponent is going eco, you just kind of fall behind. Not exactly what you want to see. A couple blast drones being built here. Notice that A-Game is not extracting, though. Like, he's just kind of holding this guy out here. I would even maybe have like put him in this corner if you want to like sneak him in somewhere. Actually, it looks like he's gonna go for the extract now. So I'm not sure what the rationale was of having him so far out in the corner there. Because he didn't want to sneak something. He just wanted to, like... I don't know. If you're going for extracts, you can get it faster, is all I'm saying. And it looks like Railgun Fab comes out for A-Game. That's no surprise. This is, you know, this is Tight End Passage after all. Very, very good Railgun map. I mean, you can just see it, right? Lots of open spaces and some good high ground dunes to fight around. Plus, like, Railguns really like a sharp dune, too. I mean, they hate it when they're on the other side of it, but when they're on the top of it, if one of the Railguns is getting focused, you can back him up over the dunes, which is really, really helpful. So, this is definitely, like, the Railgunist map that exists, I think. Even more so than, like, Kartoba, for example. Railgunist. Don't think that's really a word, but it is now. So do we have any text coming here? Not yet. Just a couple of AVs from PhoenixYo. I mean, when the rails are coming out here, though, this is gonna be tough for this is gonna be tough for the AVs of PhoenixYo. I see A-Game was kind of trolled by the extraction zone thing there. It's like the extraction zone has like some point where it draws the circle around, and you can see like right now it looks like this is in the extraction zone, but it's not, right? It's like it's actually pretty far away. Just one of these mysteries of DOK. LEV's gonna get trapped down here, by the way, so the skins are gonna feast a little bit. And here comes that second PC. Second extract, too. When A-Game sees AVs, like, he's gotta be pretty happy about that. I wonder if he's worried about error, but, I mean, I guess he can try and scout the carrier here to find out. Heavy vehicles armor's teching. Normally that's, I think, a really good thing, but with the railguns out here, it's going to be tough to really use that, you know, because with the Sunder, you're just going to lose all of that armor. Well, no, I don't think so. Not unless the replay pack was put in reverse. Okay, good. Whew. You gave me a heart attack there, PhoenixYo. Don't play with my heartstrings like this. Yeah, it looks like Missile Ship Fab is going to come out. He feels like he can't scout, so he's got to find out. And the heavy rails are actually kind of out of position here, so this is a little bit awkward for A-Game. Second BC pops right now, though. Could do a little quick drop and build like a heavy off of this, but I mean, he will be okay. Heavy railguns up on this dune now. I'm gonna be having a pretty good time here against the AVs. There's more AVs coming over on this side, and this is kind of PhoenixYo's specialty, is like flanking on people, but I think here it's just too thin. And actually the, well, yeah, we just cast Kalash. Anyway, he actually is going to see the AVs right here. Kobar. That's kind of like a strangely compelling name. That's not what it's called, but it's kind of interesting. Oh, the blast drones! Whoa! Ah, yes, the BD thing. Oh, he's not spoiled anything. This is Kartoba's third. Yeah, so this is a bug with the blast drones where, I mean, maybe I mentioned this already, but might as well say it again. They, like, when they detonate, they don't manage to kill themselves quite, because they do 620 damage, they have 15 packets, they have 600 health. What do you think? This doesn't actually quite... This doesn't actually quite add up, does it? What is this? Because if it has 600 health, 620 damage, then 15 packets, then 15 times 1 is, you know, 15. The 605 damage that it ought to do to itself, that should still kill it. Something screwy about this. Anyway, we fixed this just by giving them like a... there's like a weapon owner friendly fire modifier that only affects like the owner of the weapon, and we just set that to like... we just set that to like 200%, so... Now they definitely kill themselves. Carrier's here, by the way. I actually really like this. I enjoy like getting a bit aggressive here. Especially because of what map it is, right? I mean, this is a map where, you know, if you can, like I said, if you can get this kind of God Hill, you just deny the third for like the rest of the game. Oh, smoke is not active. The Space Runner is gonna die. This, you know, the thing that's missing here is railgun, so he doesn't have any heavy rails here, but... LAV's here for PhoenixYo, probably not going to manage to get anything done. Are there upgrades for AGameAnx? No. But there's no upgrades for PhoenixYo either. They're definitely outnumbered here. Yeah, no, it is true. I mean, it's definitely just like an unfortunate thing about this map. There's not like... On most maps there's a spawn bias because none of them are really symmetrical, but there's not usually like a really big one. Oh, that's interesting. PhoenixYo's actually going to try and like meet his opponent out in the middle. But 2 artifacts extracted and he has power 2. This seems like it'll be really, really difficult to fight. Plus there are heavy railguns for A-Game, just not in the area. I missed the missile ship barrage, which is very sad. You know, this is like my favorite unit. But yeah, the Spore Cruiser will fall here. If PhoenixYo chooses to chase here, I mean, he definitely loses, but like, where can he go? Well, I mean, he can fall back to these SCs. Hasn't even considered any other techs, though. Wow, A-Game is floating a lot. That's kind of surprising. Yeah, the skims are just kind of having their way with it. Just feels like the game's just sort of ending casually. Like, I don't even feel excited about this. These things powered even? No. Well, they shouldn't be. I mean, PhoenixYo does need to have the weapons powered. Although at this point, he needs to have the range. Well, I guess he's actually still in range, but I would still recommend, like, powering down so you can get 1 in range and 1 in armor. Because this PD, like, hurts, you know, it does 30 damage per shot. You only got 15 armor, you're really hurting. Ah, well, you only die once, too. Carrier's been chasing for some time now, and unfortunately it's gonna have to just give up and turn back now, but I mean, in the back line, everything's kind of dead, so... No, they did, when they hit. Like, not when he, not when you had to feed them in to kill them, but they actually killed, like, a bunch of LEDs. Pretty sure anyway, right? Well, I must say, it is pretty funny that, like, you told him you were gonna send the BDs in, and then, like, they still managed to get on top. Tell you what, though, this is giving me some fun ideas for Joke Patch. Fun ideas. Can make these boys much funnier than they are. I wonder if it's possible to give them like a projectile to spawn. Yeah. Yeah, do you think it's possible to get these things to like spawn the orbital strike when you detonate them? That might be pretty funny. I don't think so, but possibly. I think units that don't have... Well, no, because it worked with skimmers. I'm gonna have to try it. We'll see. We'll see. Well, I was just thinking because the blast drones don't have a projectile currently, but then I realized like neither do skimmers, and I managed to make them work. So. Yeah, it's probably possible. Either that or there's other funny things I could do, like I could set their friendly fire damage modifier to 0. I'm wondering if it's possible to give like veterancy bonuses to units that don't normally have them, and I think that it is, but I'm not exactly sure. I need to look into that a bit more. Air units are here, by the way, but there's definitely anti-air to cover it. Carrier's just gonna kind of walk into its death here, but this game's been over for a while, so it's kind of just waiting for this to happen. Nice shot in the back. And we'll move on into game, let me think for a moment, 3 of this very exciting series. It's gonna be on Kartoba, of course. Very exciting, very exciting. But you know what would be the most exciting of all? What would be so exciting that it would out-excite any other exciting thing? I don't know what I'm saying. Look, what if you could drive on the Kartoba, guys? That'd be so cool. Oh my gosh. And then you could do like sick jumps over the gap with LAVs. Oh, beautiful. Zoom. Anyway, let's see what the builds are here. This is interesting. So Senskimmer fab for A-game here, but he's going to pull 2 guys off CUs and flip them over at the last minute here. That's going to mean lots of RUs as he has Sandskimmers at the start. So I guess I predict it's probably Rail Rush, right? But we'll see. And then as for PhoenixYo, I don't actually know. Oh yeah, he did get LAV fab, right? So he's going to be going LAV first here. You know, I have noticed that too. I think it's like if you're clicking on it like through here, you can't actually like pick it up, so you have to kind of like go over there. And like sometimes units get stuck on it too, but that's just sort of DOK being what it is. If we could design our own maps for DOK, I think, you know, you really want to like open up spaces a bit more than this because units really enjoy getting stuck on things. Oh well, 'tis what it is. Probe is going to see the Sandskimmers out here, so PhoenixYo has an idea of what's up. I don't want to see him go AAVs again, because this has just fallen flat time and time again. And this time it would fall the flattest of all, because this is a Rail Rush, right? I think so, anyway. Oh, well, maybe not. Now he's actually pulled the RU guys off and then gone over to here. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess I don't know what he wants now. Maybe it's going to be like 2PC or something like that, but I don't know. And yeah, that does sound pretty horrible. I mean, that is something to remember as you watch series with PhoenixYo these days, that he's playing on like this temporary setup that makes it like super hard. Oh, it is AVs. But yeah, A-game is not going rails, so I don't know, maybe this is okay for him. But, you know, I really feel like he should have gone for the railguns here. Like, when you go for this dry skimmer rush, you get to this stage, you're like, I'm here, and then I don't really know what you want to do from there. Getting the tech setup seems to be pretty integral to the game plan. But it is AVs for PhoenixYo. Again, they're going to be pretty slow. Actually, even slower than last time. That's fine. This is like a defensive tech, and this time it makes sense to have one because it's not eco from his opponent. Could be, though. I mean, A-game could easily flip back to ref mode at this point. He's doing a little bit of chunking here, but the Sandskimmers are going to be just fine. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he plans to go back to ref mode now. Fleet cap first. Yeah, this is probably just... Well, I mean, he would get this either way, but... I can't really see what else he'd be going for here. I say as he queues up another skin. This is anomalous. I don't know. I don't know what he's going for. He'll have to enlighten us. This is quite strange. It's LAV rail from PhoenixYo. This is pretty blind, but I don't know what A-game is doing myself, so I can't really tell you if it's gonna work or not. Yeah, there's ref mode. This is very, very late. I mean, PhoenixYo's not exactly expanding like a demon either, but yeah, this is kind of interesting. Get a jiggle. Well, Railgun Tech is done here, so... Ah, I see. This is like a response to thinking he was gonna go crazy. But the thing is, this attack is just gonna be so slow, because it requires getting so many different techs, you know what I mean? Like... feel like this is just... I don't know. Yeah, well, I thought you were gonna railgun rush, but this is looking interesting. I mean, if I'm rail rushing and I think that I'm facing like LAVs or just any kind of like max aggro, I'll just build a second PC instead of getting the tech. But this is something different, you know. By the way, ref mode is done, so he really wants to be like moving out onto. He really wants to be moving out onto the second base so that he can be like mining with both of them, but he'll figure it out in a moment, I'm sure. Base are going to pick up an artifact here, so PhoenixYo looks to extract the first one here. But again, they're both playing like curious builds, you know. PhoenixYo does have the burden of like doing damage here. Like he can't just have the tech, you know. He's got to actually do something with it because A-Game is on 2 base, and you'll just kind of fall behind forever that way. It's also interesting. He's going for his third first here, but complete, eh? As opposed to like half of one. This base runner here has definitely seen its better days. TJ will buy a bit of time, but it's academic. I don't even want to look, but I must. Ah, delicious. The sand skimmers claim the weak. Oh, wait a minute. This carry just has 0 defense now. What the heck? Yeah, it's different. It's different. It's very different. I guess the salvagers want to debt pack now, but honestly, that would just be like spending more money, I think, at this point, because debt packs are not really good like this unless you can actually follow it up with something. So he's just losing everything, I guess. Yeah, well, I don't know what the point of all this is. This is very strange. Very strange. Still, there's an attack on A-Game side, so like maybe PhoenixYo can get something done here, but this is bad. This is real bad. Well, the LAVs are gonna catch one of the LAVs are gonna catch one of the heavy railguns here. There's 2 assaults out now, though, and A-Game's just gonna spam some sand skimmers. I think he'll be fine. Plus, this gigantic blob just made it back home. In fact, maybe I would get sand skimmer raiding if I were him, because these things can. Well, there's a lot of them, you know. having the like movement speed might be really nice. I agree. I really agree. And I mean, the TJs are super nice, but like more in the late game. I mean, I really feel like early game Coalition can get away with a lot of very fast expansion and say like, well, I mean, I've got my turret in case I need it, right? And I just don't really feel like Soban has that kind of defense. They're sort of more relying on landing a good TJ to get something done here. Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, it seems that the carrier's healing beam is not ever really used, so, like, that's definitely something that Soban doesn't mind missing. Although, again, the early game, it's actually quite nice to have that healing system, But you're right, the Soban carrier is just literally insane, you know, and I feel like people don't really use it as much. Although, speaking as somebody who's very good at dying in stupid situations, I will say you do pay for it in terms of squishiness. And if you're somebody like me, you really notice that, so... Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, I feel like A-Game just tends to avoid the mirror matchup. Like, I bet if you went Coalition, he'd go Galzian or something. Seems that's kind of how he plays. Yeah, that too. That too. Rating? No. But he doesn't really need it. He's checking for air now, I think. That's like... Because he sends the scout and he's trying to see, gets denied, and then he just goes for missile ship tech. But like, PhoenixYo's on one base. Like, I wonder if AGameAnx sees that, if he'll just cancel this, be like, yeah, there's no error. And even if there is, it's not going to kill me, you know? But it looks like he's going to let it sit through. It's just, this is one of these, like, weird situations. You just can't explain, like, what the game state is, you know? I mean, it just kind of feels like PhoenixYo is, like, asleep half the time, and then he's, like, microing hard, and then he just doesn't do anything off the back of it. I don't know. Strange. Very strange. Very strange. Oh. Well, yeah. You could say that again. I mean, this is actually terrible, right? Like, I don't know why you don't just build eco, but... Well, you know, I mean, the status quo definitely favors you. You can just kind of sit here and you're, like, winning by default. It's hard to fault you for not, just going in ham here, you know? You can just kind of like... Oh, I'm yawning. That tells you everything about this series right now. You can just kind of like sit here and win. Like, there's nothing you even need to do. You can practically like leave your computer and make some tea or something. Even the LDM gets denied. We do have Armor 1 coming out now. I still think rating is really nice here, but... Tis what it is. Well, this skim gets denied at least. I think again it's trying to check for error, because yeah, look, now he makes some missile ships, but... I do feel like if AGameAnx really wanted to see the carrier, I think he probably could do it. Now he sees there's no error. Yeah, so look, I was right. But it doesn't look like he's canceling anyway. I mean, in a game like this, it almost just doesn't matter. Like, you've got so much more luxury money than your opponent. Like, you could just do anything, you know? Like, look how many railguns this is. Well, I guess some of them are assaults, but still, like, that's a lot of money, you know? And he's like getting his skim upgrades just because why not? Yeah, because like surely there's got to be something, right? Like surely there's some sort of plan behind this, but it's just so unreadable, you know? I mean, hey, at least if that's what PhoenixYo was going for, was being unpredictable, he did manage that, so you have to give him that much. I'd be a little bit worried on this side though, because the LAVs could actually drive through that. They've got the boost too, so... Assault pack might be pretty dangerous. First artifact is extracted, by the way. Here come the LAVs, but I think that the boost is too early. You really want this to be on when your opponent is trying to kite you, not when you know, when you're like on your way to where they're going to be kiting you. So it's a little bit unfortunate timing right there. EMP from the heavy rails is noticeable, by the way. Oh, when it locks them in place, they can get barraged. Oh gosh, I kind of missed, but that could have been really bad. Ooh. Still though, rail EMP looking pretty strong. Just kind of shred all of these guys. PhoenixYo going for the double extract though, that is kind of cool, but I mean right now, like the carrier is just open to die. Easy for me to say though, AGameAnx can't see this of course, so it's not quite as obvious to him. I will say though, it feels kind of sloppy to just let this happen, because this is like, you know, game point on the artifacts, you know? I mean, if these extract, mind you, maybe he'll be able to stop them, but... there's a lot of smokes available here, plus the TJ. Smoke's not really getting deployed at all, I should say, but definitely not being terribly effective right here. Oh no, now he's TJ'd his own. Oh no. He TJ'd his own AVs. Okay, there we go. He can use the smoke on this guy. Oh, that's too late. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Self-TJ. Well, that does bring the scoreline to 3-1. For what it's worth. And if I was A-Game now, I would kind of just say, like, that's the only way that my opponent is kind of winning, so I would just try to even it out by, like, building 2 base runners and extracting. He's at fleet cap, though, so that's not going to happen. Are there still assault railguns here? There's one. Might be nice to have this guy out on the flank, but I guess he doesn't know about these guys. You know what we ought to do to this map is open up, like, several more kilometers of space. I feel like it doesn't have enough space. Also, what is that on the ground? Some stuff buried in the ground. Oh, that's the Kartoba, isn't it? It's like the first city of Karok. I guess that does make sense. Anyway, here comes the backstab, and this will actually be pretty good, you must say. Yeah. that does really tell you about everything you need to know, doesn't it? Those are actually pretty good upgrades on the AVs there. It's armor too. Skims have their armor ups but no damage, so definitely A-Game can't just kind of step on those. Well, maybe he can, but he'd take a lot of losses. Hits him with missiles though, that's gonna change things. So. But yeah, you've been PopCap for a while, you know. That's just how it is. Skadoosh. Well, that's pretty good. And A-Game's occupying the hill now, which would deny the second and the third for his opponent. Except he's literally never even opened the second base, let alone is he mining off of these. So. Kind of feels like you would want to say he's finally made some meaningful progress here, except not really. Yeah, and I will agree, that is pretty sad, but... Well, I do look forward to the day when you've got your setup fixed. Oh, I guess it's a base race. I mean, let's be fair, you're still kind of memeing, but... Well, this is quite a few LAVs. It'll force A-Game off the base at least. A-Game's carrier is fairly powered actually. And he could like power up the weapons by 3 and get up there to try and hold this off. EMP's gonna get dodged, quite deftly. But the scoreline's gonna get even up on artifacts now, so... Hey man, listen, I know the feeling. I'll just say that. I'll just say that. You know, actually, come to think of it, I haven't really had many legendary carrier throws this tournament, which is good. Playing Joke Patch with just carrier though, man, like somehow he always kills my carrier in the stupidest ways, you know, like just like clockwork. Oh, that sucks. Power 3 teching, by the way. So A-Game just getting a bit more power to the carrier. He's in no danger of like losing to artifacts, right? So he can just sort of take this Joe. This ALM here is kind of asking to die. Once A-Game sees that, I'm sure there's a couple missiles gonna come its way. I think it only takes 2 to kill one of these things. Yeah, I can sort of already tell. Because the thing is, you know, like, the only way you could have feasibly lost was by the artifacts, so now you're just sort of picking these up, you know, you've got everything settled, and now you just sort of circle around forever. I guess Kartova can be like that, the same way that Tauren is, where you just go ring around the rosy forever. But like the thing is, this army for you is not going to get any bigger, so it's kind of funny, isn't it? Like, you know. I mean, I guess you can just get more carrier power, but... Well, I mean, even half your army beats his army right now, doesn't it? But if you split your army into like 4 quadrants, and then your carrier happens to be in the one where his is, you know. Yeah, after all, they're unmanned drones, you know. Don't worry about them dying. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I agree, like, from your perspective, it probably looks like there's something here that just there isn't, you know. Like, you can see this carrier every now and then, you know, and then, like, you can see units out there, you're like, well, he must have some kind of army, he's done nothing all game, you know. That's it. That's the army. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure if your carrier would even die if you sent it in alone here. Yeah, this is kind of beyond over here. And that's it. What a curious series, huh? I mean, you know, if you wanted to like have something just chill to go to sleep to, I mean, this would probably be pretty good for that. Not bad, you know. Well, on that note, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.